Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Terrence C. Um, it's been a while since I shot a video. Just giving my thoughts on just a few different things. The state of television, as far as sci-fi goes, stuff I like. Hopefully others like. Game of Thrones is the key point I'm gonna hit on today. So I wanted to talk about Game of Thrones, their spinoff specifically. Yes, we are still waiting on the final season. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. It's my favorite show of all time. It's just my biased opinion. But I love this show. Well, when it comes to the spinoff, excuse me, did a video a while back talking about what would I like to see in the spinoffs. And I had some options. And my number one option was The Lone Winter. I wanted to see the whole White Walker thing. Because I felt like you did get a good portion of them at the end. See, like season 6 and 7, like the focus started to shift towards them, but their backstory, like you heard stories, but all you got is stories and history. Like they didn't. The only real flashback we got is how the Night King, call him the Night King, how he was made. Now, the question is that the original? Is he the Night King? I listen to a lot of YouTubers, Talking Thrones, um, The Great Area. Those are two I really like when it comes to like Game of Thrones stuff, because they dig deep into the books and the lore and talk about what George R. R. Martin says, you know, his original ideas and how it changed and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna stick to what's been shown and what they're talking about. Now they signed off on a pilot for the long winter, which I think will be successful if they take their time and do it pretty much the same. What I'm hoping is to get it's supposed to be the Age of Heroes. What I'm hoping is to get that the Children of the Forest actually fighting the men and losing, and then going, all right, we need to come up with something, use our magic, use our knowledge, so on and so forth, and boom, somehow the White Walks. I want to see that. Will we get that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would hope that that's what they would do. Would give us a storyline where it don't have to be long. It can be 15, 20 minutes of the first episode where they're talking about how they're dying off and giving us a couple little clips. Nothing major. Just some little flashes and clips of them trying to do different things that's not working, and them realizing we should try this. And then showing not just him being created, but also how he creates his others. Like the whole thing with the Craster. I think it's called Craster. I want to say it's Craster. With a guy, he's out there with his living outside the wall where most won't go, where even the wildlings get to a point where the wildlings don't even want to be out there because it's getting bad. And there, he's seemingly comfortable and safe because he's somehow broken the deal with the White Walkers, and every son he has goes to them. And we saw a glimpse of that one boy being brought to the Night King, and he touches him, and his eyes turn blue. Is that how he makes this? His lieutenants. I'm gonna call them lieutenants because they not like zombie walkers, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? They're not whites, is the term I think it is. They're not just the mindless get up and run and go at it. They like got intelligence. They're almost like lieutenants in an army. Like he's a general and they're like his lieutenants, captains, stuff like that. So is that to crash the babies? And if so, I would like to see it. And also, it's related, but it's with the other show, the original. I heard a theory, and it was something that I thought of. I just never spoke on, at least not until onto YouTube or to the world. But I spoke on it how when Sam stabbed that one, and they didn't get that little Sam Wise. They didn't get that baby. Stuff started to really like roll down here. Before, everything stayed outside the wall, and it didn't look like it was a concerted effort to let's go and kill them. But after that, stuff started rolling, and it started picking up with the White Walkers, and it became more aggressive. Now, I heard a theory that I don't know if it's true. Now, I'm still reading books. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the foremost authority. I'm not. I'm not going to act like I am. I'm just going off of my little basic knowledge. But it was a discussion about, and I saw it on Talking Thrones and Greer. They both discussed it a little about, especially Talking Thrones, it being that the Night King was promised 100 baby boys from Craster. That was their deal. You get to live free. We don't fuck with you. Excuse my language. We don't mess with you. You give us every son. You give us 100 sons. And that little Sam's boy, little Gilly, was the 100th baby, and that possibly the Craster bloodline is somehow something to do with the Starks. I'm not sure that. It's something I gotta look more into, but it's a possibility. I want to say it's Craster. If I'm wrong, please correct me. That's fine. I have no issues with that. And I thought originally thought Karstarks, but I'm like, nah. I think his name is Craster. So that baby has particular special blood, or a relation that makes him special, and works for them. And that's why they didn't just go take any other baby, like one of the wildlings or something. It had to be that particular bloodline, and that's why they go in their arms, and it's all to get little Gilly. Like, that would be crazy. At the end of it, their whole mission wasn't to kill people and do all this, was to get that baby to keep their numbers growing. Interesting. That's just a theory of mine. It's kind of connected. So I want them to go back and see how he started building his lieutenants. Like, how are they made? How are they different? Because with the others, he just raised his hand with his whites, and boom, they up jumping. Once they did, they up jumping. The dragon, he actually touched the dragon. Boom, the blue eyes. Like the baby, he touched the baby, the blue eyes. So, what's going on with that? That's one. Two, um, just show me how. I want to see how. So the story is, Children of the Forest created them because the men were wiping them out. Now, mind you, Children of the Forest and the Giants were already kind of battling back and forth throughout time, but it wasn't to this catastrophic area. And the men came along, was overwhelmed, at the same time was chopping down their trees, like killing the forest, like we do today in this society, in this world we have today, where we slowly killing the earth, pollution, and so on and so forth. So I want to see where they decided, okay, boom, we're going to make this. This should combat it. And then having that force go at them. And at what point did that force say, the White Walkers I'm talking about, did they just say, nah, forget what you talk about. We doing our own thing. We ain't listening to you. Da 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 da. Boom. Now, a perfect story in my mind would explain all of that and show us the war raging on between those two, and then it flipping to where everybody's concerned became the White Walkers, to where the children and the men said, all right, bet, we stop. Stop. Hopefully the wall is built at this time. We get to see Bran Stark. I'm hearing rumors that maybe that's a possibility that they're going to be in there, so we can see the wall. And what magic was used to make the wall? Was it the Children of the Forest? Did they assist in this thing? So I would like to see that, and a perfect ending to it. A perfect ending to it would be that whole Azor High scene. Like, how was, because the books, dude was trying to make this magic sword, He failed. He failed a few times. And then he realized he had to basically stab the true love of his life, his wife, in the heart with the joint, and it lit the sword on flame. And he had an actual weapon to fight with them. You feel me? There's also rumors that Jon Snow. There's just people talking theories, I should say, not rumors. Let me get that right. Theories that, and I like this particular theory. I heard. I can't remember from who because I listen to a lot of Talking Thrones and Gray Area the most, like well beyond anybody else. There's a few others sprinkled here and there. Those two have been shot out because those two I actually listened to what they got to say. And and Talking Thrones was going over one of these plots that was leaked out there and going over the validity of it. I'm not going to really discuss it in detail because some people don't want to know that, and I can respect that. But basically, trying to make John out to be that Azor High character, like the reincarnation, basically. And the way that he gets his sword to light up, he has to kill Melisandre because she's a priest of the light with the fire and all that other stuff. Interesting. Nothing to do with love like the original Azor High character from the books and stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I would like to see the ending be how that Azor High thing went down, how exactly his sword lit on fire, because we seen Beric Dondarrion able to do it. Him and Thoros, R.I.P. Thoros. Him and them two being able to light their swords up. They ain't had to do no crazy, but they did serve the Lord of the Light. That's why that theory with Melisandre kind of, it's not bad. It's interesting. It's not far fetched. Like when I first heard it, I was like, Melisandre. Then I thought about it without them even saying this part. I thought about it because they've been saying all about she's a priest of the Lord and blah blah blah. And I'm like, but why her? Then I thought about it. She's powerful. She's super old, as we already know. We saw the glamour come off, and she took it off one time. So and I was like, okay, and they are. She is a priestess of the same people that Beric Dondarrion, yeah, that's who he serves. So, and I'm like, if they're able to do the fire, she might have that ability. The same thing. Interesting. Okay. And she would always see her messages and stuff through fire. Talk to fire. Look at fire. And oh. So it makes me wonder if that's a possibility. That's interesting. But I would like to see, like I'm saying at the end, I would love to see that whole Azor High, how exactly he got his sword to flame. And then him and 12 folks went out, only he came back. But the peace was broken. So I want to see that party. I want to see what happened. I want to see exactly how the peace was broken. And you can end it right there. Leave it right there. So if you want to bring something in behind it, boom. You feel me? And I understand we talking seasons upon seasons before they would climactically end it like that. That would be a great ending. Give me 5, 6 seasons of it. You don't gotta give me a whole 8, 9 or whatever. Give me 5, 6 seasons of it, but give me detail. Give me like the same way you did the Game of Thrones recipe. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying, move away from that. Make it real similar to that type of recipe. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way they took their time to develop characters. Because in that first season, there was a few here and there. Cared about the Starks. Didn't like Joffrey and that whole family. And there was a lot of moving parts on the outside. Like okay, like Varys. First season, yeah, he's helpful. He looked like he's a little creepy. He up to some shit, but he wasn't high on my radar. Littlefinger wasn't high on my radar. Even though I knew something was up with him, wasn't high. Excuse me for a second, folks. A little cold. But he wasn't high on my radar. You know what I'm saying? And then as the seasons went along, they brought in more and more pieces. And at first I was like, there's a lot that they're trying to cover. Are they going to make it? Because, you know, a lot of times you have a great show that us in the sci-fi community, those are like that type of science fiction, fantasy type of stuff. A lot of times when it comes to like television shows, they don't make it that far. My prime example is for that was Spartacus was one. Started off great. Then it started to slowly taper down. Picked up here and there spots where I enjoyed the whole entire series. But them first 2 seasons, wow. Wow. But they did finish it. And another one from that same network that did that one, they did a show called Camelot, where they were taking on young Arthur before he became the vaunted King Arthur. And they did like a season, and I was interested. I'm not saying it was the greatest thing, but it was decent, and I was interested to see how they were going to develop it. Didn't make it too far. Just didn't make it too far. Luckily, Game of Thrones became a cult. Almost just it was just stormed the world that they were able to take their time and flesh it out, build the characters. Back at this time, you got a whole new cast of characters to build. I say maybe a good 50% of them we know of because they've talked about it or referenced or saying this person was my this and my that and blah blah blah. And you'll see loose references because of how far they're taking it back, but it's just put some things in perspective of certain things. And I like how they let out the little bit of information. It's not what you think it is. Basically, the White Walkers, that whole situation is not what you think it is. So it really has me interested to like, because they've always been made, especially when Night King made out the big bad, especially in season 7, the big bad, the villains, the bad guys. No rhyme or reason what they're doing. They're just bad. They just want to kill everything. It'd be interesting to see that that's not how they started, and that has never been their goal, just to kill everything, just because we want everything to freeze, point blank. We want the world to be ours. It'd be interesting to see. No, that's not what they're trying to do. That they were forced into this or something. Just give me something. Like take that time to flesh it out. Right now, the Night King, they don't speak in the books. They do have a language, but it's like it's hard to explain. It's like a crackling sound, almost like ice breaking or something. That's supposed to be their particular language. I would love to see them speak. Now that ice language, eh, that's a tricky one because I've seen different movies and TV shows to where bad guys or a particular other race speaks some wild language, and they eventually what they do is translate it or something. That would be interesting. I don't know if I want to see a lot of translation. I don't know. And I feel like, especially the Night King himself, I don't know about the others. I would assume the others, they're derived or made from humans. So why wouldn't they know? I can understand babies being turned into the lieutenants. They never experienced the whole human language thing. But the Nightwalker did. He should be able to speak freely, in my opinion. Unless whatever they did just destroyed his mind and reformed it. And then that's too far fetched. I don't want that. I want him to just be like now. It's nice that he don't speak a lot because it's menacing. You don't know what he really got going on. He's just standing there with a scowl and a look like I'm coming for that ass. I don't care what you say. I'm coming. You can't stop me. It's cool. It helps build his character, give him that edge. But if they go back into the history, I want language. I want, even if it's small and little pieces here, I want language. I want actual plans and thoughts because him and his lieutenants are intelligent. You can see the way they go about things. They don't just go rushing in on some mess. And you can see him, he pointing here, giving a nod there. He's giving instructions. Wouldn't it be something crazy if they could talk through the mind? That'd be dope. I think that'd be dope. Where they have some type of connection where they all linked to him and he can talk to them. That would be so dope. I would like to see them build on that, just like the characters. Give me a little detail about Brandstar. You don't have to go deep, but I want him to be one of them players because he helps build the wall at Winterfell. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little more background about them particular crypts. You know what I'm saying? Give me that background. Yeah, there's thoughts and stuff about maybe like one of the books of Dragon being up in there and he's still alive. Little things like that. Like why is the crypt so important? Why is Winterfell so important? Why must there always be a Stark in Winterfell? Does that break something? Because there was a time when it wasn't. That could also have led to the White Walkers. Oh, we free to roam. We free to bust open this thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, give me, you know what I'm saying? Give me all of that goodness. Like, take that time to flesh it out. Make it nice. Make it wonderful. Make it something worthwhile. Continue that legacy. Don't ruin it. HBO, please take your time with this. Do not rush it and try to push it through because we're talking about one of the pivotal characters in one of the greatest shows here. We all love Danny. We all love John. Folks like Sansa. Arya's become a big hit nowadays. Gendry's on a nice level. You know, he was a joke at first, but people still wanted to see him and like him. He has some popularity to him. All these Tyrion, all these guys. You took the time to build them to make people love them and care about them and like, yes, root for them. Even Cersei. You got big Cersei fans out there that love her ruthlessness. I think she's a great Lena Headey. Great, great actress. The way she's playing this role. And I like some other stuff she did. So I already liked her as an actress. And the way she's hitting this, whew, nice. Nice. Even Jamie. I was kind of shaky on that character, but I like the arc that character took and the way he's playing it. The way he's kind of, for the longest time, a little arrogant because he was raised in riches, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, you see, he's compassionate. He has a heart. And he's smart enough to know I can't always show that. I can't always act on that. Good old man Bronn, who survived so much shit, is ridiculous. I like him though. I like what he is to Jamie and Tyrion. I like that. I like all of that stuff. I want to see that stuff fleshed out. I want to see it work. I want this to succeed and win. I wanted to win so bad. Because my other thing that I would like to see, the duel with Valeria, I would like to see that. But I feel like the CGI and the budget on that would be ridiculous. And the only way that would come to fruition is if this long night is a smashing success like the first one. I understand it may not be as successful, but damn near close. And I think it has the possibility if they do it the right way. I would like to see that, but I feel like I know that's a stretch because the long night was it still involved characters that's from the original that we love. You know what I'm saying? They were able to, boom, we can still use those guys. Everybody wants to see more of them and begging for them constantly. No, Valeria, we're talking dragons in the whole nine. We talking before it goes down, if they show all of that, we talking multiple dragons flying around almost constantly to where 70% of all scenes would have a dragon in it. Robert's Rebellion is what I would like to see. Yes, we know a lot about it, but the one thing I can say, there were never any visuals. The only visual that we got at that time, the Tower of Joy scene. Young man fighting old boy with the two swords is supposed to be the best swordsman. I would love to see how Rhaegar was reacting, how the Mad King was bugging out. I know it would bring back some of those actors you got now, HBO, and those guys can ask for a hefty price. But we talking so far back, a lot of them you wouldn't need. You would have to get a different Cersei. She had to be super young. Damn near everybody. Peter Dinklage, you probably be hard pressed to replace. Jamie, because he was around when that went down, because he the one that killed the Mad King. Those factors would be kind of hard pressed to replace. But a lot of them others, Ned Stark, you probably can bring him back. You only had him for a half of a season. Catelyn, she made it through what, four seasons, three and a half through the Red Wedding, three and a quarter, damn near four, pretty much. Damn 3 full seasons. Those aren't the higher ups like Danny and John. Those cats, boom. Dinklage and Jamie's character. Those two are probably the most highest paid dudes you would have on Robert's Rebellion that you really couldn't replace. Because Jamie was there. He was the King's Guard that ended up killing the actual King, Mad King. And Dinklage because of who he is. Hard pressed to find a talented actor that of that stature and that demeanor. There may be one out there that you can pass off as a younger version of him. And I think fans would be upset if you don't get that right. Like, it has to be really, really right. But I'm happy about The Long Night. It was my number one choice. I wanted to see all of that because I love the night. That's like, you got a lot of people that Danny's their favorite, John's their favorite, Tyrion's their favorite. Night King. It was my wallpaper on my phone for like 2 years. The Night King. I fuck with the Night King. I love the character. And not to me being, I'm not an evil, mean person. I just always was interested in that other stuff. What's in the other side? Because it's a different dynamic. Because you always get the hero and his story, his backstory. You very rarely get the villain's backstory. Just like, I'll give you a perfect example. One of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid, Transformers, long time ago. So you got a little age on me. Transformers, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, so on and so forth. Everybody's favorite, Megatron. He was so much of my favorite while I was in college. A little quick story. While I was in college, we had to pick a fictional or cartoon character, one of our assignments for one of my classes, and do a eulogy. I did a eulogy on Megatron. Got an A plus. Had to read it in front of the class. I was fine with it, but boom. So I took the time, broke it down, cared about him. Megatron, favorite character. You know what I'm saying? The whole Marvel thing. The movies, we'll see. But in the comics, Thanos. Top 3 characters. Thanos is one of them. The X-Men movement. The actual cartoon when it first came out back in the day. Yeah. Apocalypse. Favorite character. OP, crazy, imaginative. Loved it. Movies, hated Apocalypse. They did that so wrong. So wrong. That's just my thoughts on that. I'd love to see them do it the right way. Jump into the TV stuff real quick. Just a few things. The Titans. It's gonna be a struggle for them. Because they're messing with traditional characters. They're changing them. And so many people gonna be hard on because so many people grew up. Like, I didn't grow up in the era of the Titans cartoon show. I was a little bit older, but I still watched it enough to know. Just like I seen the kiddie version. Been around my niece and nephews and godkids. They like it. Yeah, I never was a fan of it. Now, a lot of people are hung up on the Starfire character. They did a terrible job with the look of the Starfire. Absolutely horrible. But the story itself is interesting so far. So far. They just introduced a couple characters that I've never heard of ever, so we'll see. But the way they approach Robin, because they're trying to go gritty. And I love what Robin is doing. I love his little pieces. Raven, she's so young compared to the rest. We'll see. I'm not sure about that. Starfire story, I'd like to see more of it. I saw one episode of it when they were going into it, and it was different. I'd like to see more of it. Her look, we're going to see where they go with this, but the look is absolutely hard. And then what a lot of people aren't saying now, that they were saying before, but they're not saying now, trying to get over the fact that a Teen Titans without Cyborg. because the DC, EU, FU, whatever they want to call themselves now, I think it's FU, Film Universe, they seem kind of lost because they rushed that Justice League, which was the dumbest thing ever. Like, you didn't build a foundation. You had Wonder Woman, which was a smash success. Batman vs Superman. You had a Superman movie. Cool. You got tons of Batman, so that wasn't necessary. I can't say skipping that point was okay for me. Wasn't absolutely 100% necessary. I know the Batman vs Superman is supposed to be kind of Batman's introduction into that. They messed up on Doomsday. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. Terrible. Lex Luthor, way too young. How you gonna have older Superman, like 30s, early 30s, late 20s, and Lex Luthor be like 21? Oh, and I like the actor who played Lex Luthor. Just don't like that Lex Luthor at all. But that's another story. Uh, who else? They rushed that whole thing. They didn't build a foundation for Flash. It's Flash, man. They didn't build no foundation for Cyborg. Like, you didn't have to do a standalone Cyborg, but I saw some of the previous directors' footage, and he had a lot more footage on Cyborg and how he came to be. The last one. This is basically threw Cyborg in there. Didn't explain nothing. So those who were new coming into it, who is this dude? That's never what you want, because you're not gonna build your fan base. Just the ones that love it that's gonna be around for it. The new ones are gonna be, yeah, I'm kind of lost. It's not what you ever want, especially on a production of that size, because it's Justice League. Let's keep it 1 million, not 100 or 1,000. Let's keep it 1 million. Justice League is way more popular than Avengers ever were up until the recent last 10-year movie stretch. You talk about comics, cartoons, Justice League was always head and shoulders above, because you had that Trinity: Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. And then the Flash was dope. He was able to branch off to his own thing. All his stuff is dope. Aquaman was kind of a joke, so that's the only one I'm gonna give you a pass on. But you should have did it before you did Justice League. If you would have kept, like, the way it's looking, obviously it's at this point where I have not seen the movie, but the way the character looks so far and the movie itself, like Momoa, I like him. I wasn't sure, but we're gonna see. But I think this movie, the way the trailers look, oh my god, beautiful. And then the director, good job. Give you that. Good job bringing that man on. He brought Atlantis to life, it looks like. But this should have been done before Justice League. So you didn't have this dude running around surfing and shit on top of enemies and when I saw it, I was just like, he's trying to be a more funner, liver Aquaman, but I didn't understand the context behind it. Like, you basically changed Aquaman because Aquaman was kind of a serious dude for the most part, because he was a kid. Now, if you would have said, gave us the first movie, and then told us Justice League was happening right after that, he doesn't know how to be a kid. That explains why he's so carefree. He hasn't really fully embraced and grasped and lived that life of, I'm Aquaman. I have a kingdom to look after. Their best interests are trying to merge these two kingdoms or what I want. He just seemed like, I'm a dude who got powers. Let's kick some ass. Let's have some fun. I'm disappointed in that. I was surprised by the Flash's character in that. He was kind of funny. He brought a nice little levity, little comedy to it. But he took some of his pieces out, and now you have no dates for his story. And you want to do Flash Time as the first Flash. That's not an introduction, but you do need to reboot the universe, so I kind of get it. But how much of a reboot we talking now? Because it looks like Aquaman's going to be a success. I believe in James Wan. I believe in his work. So I feel like Aquaman's going to be a success. I feel like I can book that. Okay, but you still didn't explain Flash and Cyborg. At that point, Wonder Woman was a hit. Batman and Superman was a disappointment. But you know who they are. Then you took out Darkseid. Are you kidding me? He's another one of my favorites too. Go back to the example I like the enemies. He's another one. You took him completely out. The best to me, the best part of that movie was that little cutscene when they showed what's his name? Steppenwolf invade the first time he invaded Earth. Where was the Atlanteans, Green Lanterns, the gods themselves, men all fight. That shit was 3 minutes of epic dopeness. Oozing. Shout out my man Jody from Jody's Corner. Buckets. Straight buckets. Oh, man. That was awesome. That was woo. But the movie itself was a disappointment. Look at the Marvel formula. You had Iron Man, you had Hulk, you had Thor. You had all of these different things going on to where when they came together, Captain America, you knew they all had their own individuals. You had a reference point for them. And you brought them together, it just was magic. This when you brought them together, who's this dude? Let's throw him in there. Who is this dude? Let's throw him in there. For those who don't know him, you'll figure it out at some point. You read comics. Not everybody does that. I know tons of Marvel fans that love the movies that do not read comics, that don't know the comic stories. All they know is the Marvel movie history. When folks start talking about different shit, oh, he did this or they did that or what? For real? Yes. So, I just want to see some goodness. That. So bring it back around to Teen Titans. You pulled out one of the pivotal characters, which is Cyborg, who is the link to the Justice League for them. Yank that out. I'm worried. They really haven't shown Beast Boy. It's been 3 episodes, and I haven't seen much on Beast Boy. So I'm worried about that too, low key. A couple cameos. Worry about Raven. Worry about Starfire. I want to see her story though. Could be interesting because they're trying to dark and gritty, which is cool. So we'll see about that. We'll see. I got to get back into Arrow. I saw a little bit of season 7, episode 1. Nice and gritty. But Arrow's always been kind of on the grittier side. But I like how they connected. Supergirl, I like that show. It's interesting. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. It's cool. Uh, Flash, I like the Flash. It's one of my favorites. I actually do like it. We'll see where they're going with it. I don't want to really talk about too much if you haven't, because a lot of people love that show. You might not caught up on everything. Black Lightning is interesting. I like it. I like that show a lot, but I don't see the connection with the rest of the. So we'll see if they ever try to connect them. But I think it's good on the standalone because the issues and the things that they're. Yeah, it's not really for all that. I would love to see a grittier version of it, but I'm fine with the way it is. They do just enough but also just enough to keep it clean so it's on TV. And I love that dude Tobias. I love his character. I love him as a villain. I love the way he playing it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it. He's ruthless. Love it. He ain't about that soft stuff, that talking it. I can't even get it out. You know what I'm saying? He just, so many villains from TV shows. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then when it comes time for them to start doing the ruthless stuff, they have a henchman on me and do this and that, and you don't see a lot, you don't hear a lot, you just know it's done. He is breaking necks and doing all this himself. He doing groundwork himself. He had a ruthless sidekick that got killed, which I like the fact that they took the chance. I'm not sure how that's gonna work because I like her as a character, but I like the fact that they took the chance to take away one of your best. And it's making him even get grimier, get his hands dirty again. I like that. KRYPTON. It's not involved in any of that other stuff. It's actually a sci-fi show, which sci-fi don't have a good track record in their shows. I'm gonna tell you the truth. But we're gonna see. First season, awesome. Loved it. Buckets. There were some things that were inconsistent. Didn't like the Zod character too much. I think it's just the actor. He don't do it justice, but it's okay. But I do like the storyline that they developed for it. Different. It's a storyline that hasn't been told, so they pretty much got it's like putty in their hand. They can mold it how they want, and I like where they're going with it. I love the fact that we talking about the show centered on Superman granddaddy. Now, mind you, on Krypton, these dudes didn't have no superpowers like they do on Earth because they don't have a yellow sun like Earth does. So they didn't even attempt to give him some special powers or make him the smartest person in the world. None of that. He's just a regular dude trying to make it, and I love it. Love it. Love it. I love the fact that his granddaddy wears the crest. He has a fucking cape, but he ain't no Superman flying around. He's just a smart ass scientist. Point blank, period. The way they got their society broken up to where smart people, scientists, soldiers, and he's part of that scientist faction. That's it. It's just his family name, and he wear it with pride because that's his family shit. Cape was just a little flary look. It wasn't because he fly. No. It's dope. It's super, super dope. That show was dope. In the first season, you got a little bit of Brainiac, a little bit of Zod, and they show you how ruthless he can be, which I did like. It's just the character. I'm not that the guy playing it. I like him, but I ain't that crazy about it. We'll see. And then you got a hint of Doomsday. They even talk about how Doomsday was created. Beautiful. Never seen that. We got a story on it. We never saw it. We never experienced it early on. We never saw the Kryptonians have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, beautiful. Beautiful. It actually left me salivating wanting more. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's television. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. So there's a few things that I'm looking forward to that I'm excited about. This Aquaman I'm excited about. This Avengers shit, the second part of it, I'm excited to see. Not that excited about Captain Marvel, even though I feel like it needs to be done because, yeah, they're going to need something. They're going to need a little boost. Even though Thor was OP at the end of that fucking movie, I would like to see them. I would like to see him struggle with his new powers. And they explain it to where he willed it so freely because he was so filled with emotion and anger and rage and hurt and pain that it just poured out of him. And now that he has time to accept the losses, that he gonna find out that half his folks still alive, and Valkyrie's still out there with the folks, and that rage and anger ain't gonna be as high, and he won't be able to control it and be as powerful as he was in that moment. Because he came out and wrecked everything. Thor's a motherfucking G, but he ain't never been able to wreck Thanos that way. We're gonna just explain that Thanos completely caught off guard and he didn't think nobody could hurt him. So yeah, I'm interested to see how things gonna play out. Um, yeah, DC, listen, Aquaman gonna get y'all that boost to keep y'all relevant again. You on the motherfucking clock. You need something besides Aquaman and Wonder Woman. You on the motherfucking clock. And Henry Cavill, you can't leave Superman. I refuse to believe it until I see it finally done. I like you as a Superman. Like you portray that look. You know what I'm saying? Like the race between you and Flash, that was a great scene. You portray that look. I think you got the potential to be that Superman. You just need a better writer. And I got to shout out my man Jody from Jody's Corner again. A lot of people that in the Justice League, and shout all them dudes out. I enjoy watching them stream because they give you no filter. If you want somebody that's gonna give you no filter, it's gonna tell you how they feel. And I hope no cut cars. Yeah, the Justice League, J3, Jody, All them guys. Those two got their own channels. J3 and the Jody's Corner. That's their own individual channels. And they got one called the Justice League, where it's like 6 or 7 of them that get together. And they talk unfiltered. And I like all them dudes, man. I rock with them. I respect them. Uh, it's just, yeah. I want some greatness. And I'm not unrealistic. Everything's not going to be great. Give me some good stuff to go along with the greatness. I don't want to disrespect. DC, you on the clock. You're gonna have to produce whatever you decide to do. And oh, Jody, I agree with you. They need to let Patty do Man of Steel 2. Stop playing. Patty got the game on lock. Way she did Wonder Woman, and I feel like they kept it in her hands, and Wonder Woman 2 is gonna be just fine. Just fine. Even though it got pushed back, I still think it's gonna be fine. I think they something going on that they ain't telling folks. Could be good, it could be bad. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, I'm just feeling it. I'm just feeling the whole vibe of Patty. They need to let her do Man of Steel too. Stop playing. They should do some justice. Give him some compassion. Give him that heroic Christopher Reeve Superman. When he's standing there like that, you feel it like, oh, that's Superman. Because dude, Henry Cavill, he got the look. I think he can pull off the act. You just need the right script, the right story. Man of Steel was decent. Loved his heart in it, but it could have been better. Yeah. So yeah, but we'll see. DC on the clock. Flash, Batman. I don't even want to see Batman for at least a couple more years. Really, I don't. Till I figure it out. Till I figure it out. Superman, I would like to see Superman next year. I really would. A good Superman, though. A Patty Jenkins Superman. But I'm going to leave it at that. Comment, any thoughts, ideas, feedback. You know, if you want me to come back on and talk again, got some subjects for me, something you feel like I missed. The Netflix thing, too, before I get out of here. I liked Luke Cage. The first season was way better than the second, but I did like the villain in the second one, Bushmaster. I did like him. Disney, don't kill all that stuff, man. Second season, Jessica Jones was not up to par with the first. I will agree, not even close. But I want to see her come back around. Iron Fist, second season, a little bit better than the first, but him and Luke Cage together, I like that dynamic. I do. Daredevil is Daredevil. I think if Netflix is smart, they'll continue to fight for that and can't keep that around. That was third season was pretty good. Fisk was his story, his plot, and his story was nice, very nice. Didn't like quite how it ended, but still nice. Um, yeah. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. It's your boy Terrence C. Just give you my honest opinion. Comment, share, subscribe if you want. I'm not doing this for any type of clout, fame. I ain't getting none. I'm just sharing my opinion, man. I love the platforms that you can. I chose YouTube because I can make an extended long video and talk about what I want to talk about. I like to say that all my ideas and thoughts are just my opinions and my opinions alone. It's not from any information I got from any company, anything like that. I am not in league with Marvel, any DC, Warner, anything of that nature. It's just my personal opinion. That's it. I'm not using my freedom of speech. I hope you enjoyed. Give that thumbs up if you did. Like I said, I'm not doing this for recognition, fame, or anything close to that. No, I'm just giving my opinion. If you enjoyed it, just comment. Give me ideas for another video. You know, I like to do this more often. Maybe I get a few more folks on here that I feel are knowledgeable, some more knowledgeable than me. We can talk and discuss some things. I'd like to give a shout out to overseas in London in the UK. I'm gonna say the UK because I'm not sure if it's London or not, but it was a group called the Boys Club. They are not shooting videos anymore, but man, I miss those dudes. We have live streams and really get into that conversation. So if any of y'all ever run across this, shouts out to y'all, man. Y'all know who y'all are. It's your boy Terrence C. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm a holla. Peace.